Welcome to the DCTV News at Noon program. I'm Kelsey Kiesling.
And I'm Kendra Cook. Dolores County Broadcasting Network is the producer of DCTV with support from the Southwest TV Translator Association.
If you have a news topic or event you'd like to see covered, give us a call. The studio number is 677-4119.
Today's show runs Wednesday at noon and is uploaded to our YouTube channel and our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page to watch on demand. Today's November 28th, 2018, and now the News at Noon.
From the Cortez Journal, one of 3 people accused of starting a central Colorado wildfire that destroyed 8 homes has pleaded guilty. KOAA-TV in Colorado Springs reports 19-year-old Kegan Owens struck a deal with prosecutors and acknowledged Monday that he started an illegal campfire in late June. The plea agreement calls for a 1.5 years in prison, followed by a year of probation. Another adult and a juvenile also were arrested and charged. Investigators say the trio were camping when they lit an illegal campfire when fire restrictions were in place in Teller County. The 3 said they left the area when they were spooked by a bear and thought the fire was extinguished. The High Chateau fire charred more than 2 square miles.
From the Durango Herald, a La Plata County Sheriff's Office lieutenant who serves as commander of the Southwest Drug Task Force will resign at the end of the month after allegedly stealing food from a crime scene while on a drug bust in 2017. Quote, "It's very unfortunate," said Christian Champagne's 6th Judicial District Attorney, "but the integrity and credibility of law enforcement always has to be above reproach." About a month ago, a homeowner who was subject to a marijuana cultivation drug bust in 2017 found video from his security camera of Lieutenant Ryan Engel in his garage stealing 3 to 5 granola bars, Champagne said. The video prompted an investigation into official misconduct at a crime scene. Because the incident involved a sheriff's office employee, the case was turned over to the Colorado Bureau of Investigation. At the same time, the sheriff's office conducted an internal investigation, and it subsequently suspended Engel from all law enforcement duties, according to Sheriff Sean Smith. As a result of the CBI criminal investigation and the Sheriff's Office internal investigation, Engel announced earlier this month he would resign. Champagne said the district attorney's office stopped pursuing criminal charges after Engel's decision to resign. Smith said Engel's last day will be Friday. While both Champagne and Smith said stealing granola bars from a crime scene may seem minor, the action is inappropriate and cannot be ignored. Quote, "Law enforcement is held to a different standard, and we have to hold ourselves to a different standard," Smith said.
According to the Cortez Journal, those who are looking to put citizen initiatives on future Colorado statewide ballots will have to come up with 25% more signatures than was required for measures that made it on the 2018 election. The reason? A state law that sets the number of ballot signatures based on 5% of the total votes cast for all candidates for Secretary of State. Colorado's second highest in the nation voter turnout in the November 6th midterm election, hailed as a success of the state's mail-in ballot system, also will drive a requirement for more signatures for future ballot measures for the next 4 years. From 2015 through 18, 98,492 signatures were required to get a measure into the November general election ballot. As a matter of practice, most organizations that submitted signatures turn in twice as many to ensure they have enough valid signatures. Beginning in the 2019 general election, those who intend to put statewide ballot measures in front of voters will have to collect about 124,527 signatures. That's based on the unofficial results for all votes cast for all candidates for Secretary of State, which stands at 2,490,544. Election results will be final and official on December 5th. But it isn't just more signatures that will be needed. Initiative proponents that pay for petition circulators will likely have to come up with more money. For example, Colorado Rising the Health and Safety, the group that put Proposition 112 on the ballot, paid its petition firm $384,981 for costs related to collecting petitions. The committee turned in 172,834 signatures, of which 123,195 were deemed valid by the Secretary of State. Hence, the total number of signatures submitted cost the committee approximately $2.23 each.
Reported in the Journal, voters for the Telluride School District R1 on November 6 approved a mill levy increase by a margin of 64.4% to 35.1%, the Telluride Planet reported. The increase is expected to raise $1.2 million a year and go towards operations, recruiting and retaining teachers and maintaining small class sizes. The mill levy hinged on whether Amendment 73 would pass. The statewide measure would have raised $1.6 billion for K-12 education by raising income taxes for people who earn more than $150,000 a year, but that failed in the statewide election. The Telluride Board of Education supported Amendment 73 and wrote into the ballot question that they would have dropped the mill levy increase if the amendment had passed. Also, voters approved a 2 mill increase for the Telluride Fire Protection District and agreed to freeze the residential property tax rate at its current 7.2% in order to offset decreases in funding for the fire district. According to the fire chief, John Bennett, the new residential rate would amount to an increase of $72 per $500,000 of a home's value. The measure passed 70.4% to 29.6%, the Telluride Planet reported. The term de-Gallagherize is being used for ballot measures that freeze the residential property tax rate as a way to stabilize budgets of rural governments. Under the Gallagher Amendment, 45% of total state property tax revenue must come from residential property and 55% from commercial property. Rural officials say the system unfairly penalizes the finances of rural special districts. The amendment mandates that the assessment rate for commercial property be fixed at 29% and the residential rate be annually adjusted to keep the 45-55 split constant. Because of rising home values on the Front Range, the residential rate was dropped statewide to stay within Gallagher's ratio requirements. In Montezuma County, for instance, the residential rate recently dropped from 7.9% to 7.2% and is expected to drop to 6% in 2019, further pinching local budgets.
According to the Cortez Journal, the New Mexico State Land Office has set a record for its monthly oil and gas lease sale, generating more than $43 million for public schools and other trust land beneficiaries. Land Commissioner Aubrey Dunn says the November sale represents the highest single-month yield in the agency's history. The previous monthly record of just over $30 million was set in July 2017. Dunn was expecting a good month but was surprised by the outcome. He says it will help with the goal of generating $1 billion in revenues for the current fiscal year. In all, 35 tracts covering more than 12 square miles were up for bid in Lea, Chavez, and McKinley counties, but all but one tract was leased and another ended up being withdrawn. And now let's take a look at the weather.
The national weather map shows high probability of at least 4 inches of snow today through tomorrow morning in parts of the northern Rockies, Great Lakes, and the northern Appalachian states. Rain is likely to persist in northern and central California. Mostly a dominant high pressure controls the dryness across the rest of the states. Regionally strong winds have opened the door to the Pacific moisture, which is streaming eastward across the western part of our region this morning. Moisture is headed eastward over northern Nevada and Utah right now. Perhaps some high elevations could receive light snow today with little to no accumulation. By the afternoon, light snow may occur across the southern and central Colorado mountains. The next change will hit mainly across northeast Utah and northern Colorado, with snowfall rates modest, especially after midnight. As the temperature drops, the snow levels will also drop to 4,000 to 5,000 feet. The highest snowfall accumulations will be in the northern and central Colorado mountains, with 1 to 3 inches by sunrise tomorrow. During the day tomorrow, the mid-level low pressure passes over California and Nevada, so there are signs that as that happens, the jet and moisture plume migrate a touch southward, allowing more snow to reach the Abajos and San Juans. Snowfall accumulations during the day tomorrow are expected to be around 2 to 4 inches, generally above 10,000 feet, as the snow levels rise above 7,000 feet. There are still some uncertainties ahead of this approaching system. So let's look at the DCTV local 5-day outlook. Today, partly sunny with a high near 44 degrees. South winds around 10 miles an hour, and tonight mostly cloudy with a low around 27. Then Thursday, a slight chance of snow showers before noon, and then a slight chance of rain showers between noon and 3 p.m., and then a slight chance of snow showers in the early evening. Mostly cloudy with a high near 47 degrees. South winds 10 to 15 miles an hour, but the chance of precipitation is still just just at 20%. Whereas when we head into Thursday night, snow showers are more likely, mainly after 11 p.m. and on the overnight. Cloudy with a low around 29 degrees. Winds pick up to around 15 miles an hour from the south. Chance of precipitation rises to 70%. And now with new snow accumulation projections of 1 to 3 inches possible. Friday, snow showers likely continue, cloudy with a high near 38 degrees, remaining windy from the south-southwest at 10 to 15 miles an hour. Chance of precipitation continues at 70%. Friday night, it drops to a 40% chance of snow showers. Mostly cloudy skies continue with a low to 22. Then Saturday, mostly sunny but cold with a high near 34. Hopefully perfect wintertime weather with bluebird skies to enjoy the Dove Creek Christmas Market midday on Saturday. And then Saturday night, a chance of snow showers comes back into the forecast, mainly after 11 p.m., mostly cloudy with a low around 17. Sunday again, a chance of snow showers and very cold, being mostly cloudy with a high just near freezing, 32 degrees. And then Sunday night, dropping mostly cloudy to around 13 degrees. Monday, though partly sunny, will remain cold with a high near only 31 degrees, and take care on Monday night, partly cloudy with a low projected to possibly make it into single digits or around 9 or 10 degrees. And now back to the news.
According to the Durango Herald, meditation worked as well as traditional therapy for military veterans with post-traumatic stress disorder in a small experiment sponsored by the Department of Defense. One method preferred by the Department of Veterans Affairs is exposure therapy, but it doesn't work for everyone and many can't handle what it requires. Purposely recalling traumatic events and confronting emotions. Meditation could be a better choice for some, the researchers said. The experiment tested meditation against exposure therapy, which involves working with a therapist and gradually letting go of fears triggered by painful memories. Many vets won't try exposure therapy or drop out because it's too difficult, said Thomas Rutledge, the study's senior author and a Veterans Affairs psychologist in San Diego. Evidence for meditation allows us to put more options on the table with confidence they work, Rutledge said. The study was published Thursday in the journal Lancet Psychiatry.
Reported from the San Juan Record in Monticello, Utah. The San Juan County Commission decided unanimously to transfer 3.88 acres of land that the Hole in the Rock Foundation owns for 2.18 acres the county owns at their November 20th meeting in Monticello. The county approved the transfer despite public comments stating that many residents were against the land transfer. Jim Sayers opened the public comment portion of the meeting to address the issue of the land transfer prior to the commission making a motion. Sayers represented Bluff as a resident and a town councilman at the meeting. Quote, "My message is simple and one that I have made here before," Sayers said. "I just want to convey as a member of the Bluff Town Council and a longtime property owner in Bluff with a lot of ties in the south part of the county that we are opposed to trading this land off if that is what this topic is about." Commissioner Chair Bruce Adams confirmed for Sayers that that was indeed the topic associated with the agenda item labeled Bluff Land Transfer. Sayers said, quote, "It appears that it is strongly connected to a church mission, which I have no bias one way or the other, except for the separation of church and state. And many of these people are not residents of the state of Utah, whereas all of the people I have talked to are residents, and many of them here lived in Bluff all of their lives. All are opposed to this transfer, this trade." The commission thanked those who provided their comments in September as well, and informed them the commission would need more time to make a decision on the matter. In September, Wes Shook, a member of the Bluff Service Area Board since 2015, said he opposes the transfer of the land. He alleged the agreement stipulates the transfer stations would serve residents within 30 miles of the stations. Shook reiterated that in past discussions involving the land transfer, the HIRF indicated they would fund construction of a new transfer station at a different location if they acquired the current Bluff transfer station property. Quote, "We've been considering this for a couple of months now, transferring land that the Hole in the Rock Foundation owns with land that the county owns," Adams said when the commission began discussion on the subject again at the November 20th meeting. Quote, "We've previously closed the transfer station in Bluff pursuant to our treatment to Monticello and Blanding cities." Adams then asked if there was a motion to approve the transfer, and Commissioner Phil Lyman then made the initial motion to, quote, "trade the land with the foundation." "I think after much discussion and taking a look at the pros and cons, I'll second that motion," Commissioner Rebecca Benally said, seconding the motion. After the transfer of the land was made official by a unanimous vote, Clerk Auditor John Davidson Nielsen and County Administrator Kelly Fearson were tasked with preparing the paperwork to get the transfer done, quote, "as quickly as possible." No date for the completion of the transfer was specified during the meeting.
Reported by the Cortez Journal, each year Empire Electric Association offers $1,000 in scholarships for high school seniors planning to go to college and for students pursuing a vocational technical certificate as a lineman, and $500 scholarships for other electrical-related trade. 6 scholarships are available for adults who are pursuing further education. Applicants must be EEA members, a spouse, or a dependent of a member. Students may pick up an application from their guidance counselor's office, Empire headquarters, or www.eeacoop.coop. Adult applications may be downloaded at www.eeacoop.coop or picked up at EEA headquarters at 801 North Broadway Street, Cortez. Application scholarships must be received by February 15th. For more information, contact Denise Moore at denise.moore, that's M-O-O-R-E, at EEA.coop or 970-564-4458.
From the Journal, courtesy photo. Encaustic paintings created by local artist Carol Mahesi will be featured on the walls of Olio Restaurant starting December 8th, when a reception will be held for her at the restaurant from 4 to 6 p.m. The Olio Restaurant regularly hosts the work of artists in and around Memphis as a way of providing them exposure and an opportunity to sell their work. All pieces displayed in the Olio are for sale. Reno Wilson, president of the Memphis Creative District, curates the artwork that is shown in the restaurant. Previously, Wilson hosted artwork from Dove Creek artist Cody Lyon in the restaurant, which can still be viewed until the end of this week. Mahesi's work will then be on display through February 3rd. Mahesi told the Journal during a phone interview Tuesday afternoon that she has been working in encaustic, also known as hot wax painting, for about 7 years. Her recent series of untitled paintings focus on subjects that evoke a, quote, sense of place, as she described them. Inspired by her feelings and experiences with actual places, her paintings explore varying degrees of abstraction in an attempt to capture the essence or experience of the place rather than a representation of the literal place, reads a biography about Mahesi's work in Olio. Mahesi began using encaustics for painting after one of her milestone birthdays when she decided to, quote, try some art as a way to relax and make a bit of money. It's kind of forgiving, Mahesi said during the phone interview on Tuesday. It can't be perfect because it's wax, so it gives me permission to just experiment.
And now for the Dolores County Sheriff's Roundup for the week of November 19th through the 25th. Dispatch received a call of a reckless semi coming from Cortez. Officers were unable to locate the vehicle. Officers responded to a stranded motorist by the State Line Bar and Grill. The officer helped them with their dead battery, and they were back on the road again. An officer removed an expired deer from the highway to keep from causing accidents for people traveling. Dispatch received a call of a concerned family member. An officer did a welfare check and everything was okay. Dispatch received a call about someone dumping trash and trespassing on a landowner's property. The case is under investigation. That concludes today's roundup. Stay tuned for continued updates.
Today's High Canyon Country happenings. Thursday, November 29th, it's a chamber lunch and listen in Cortez featuring Mitchell Toms. They say, join us for lunch at the Lounge and Lizard as we interview local developer and community champion Mitchell Toms. Find out about some of Mitchell's favorite projects, his hopes for our community, and how property development ties into community development. Nobody builds a business alone. Get to know your fellow chamber members. It will run from 12 to 1 p.m. Then Friday from 9 a.m. to 12 noon at the First National Bank in Cortez, it's, quote, how to keep you or your organization safe and sound. It's presented by Chuck Forth, Executive Director of Onward, a legacy foundation, and owner CPA of Forth and Associates. PC. The cost is $10 per person. The target audience is any current or prospective nonprofit board members and senior staff of any nonprofit. During this 3-hour seminar, you'll learn 1, what is your role as a board member, what to do and what not to do. 2, what are internal controls and how to implement them in a small nonprofit organization. 3, reading financials 101. 4, what does my organization's Form 990 tell the public? And 5, examine public records of local nonprofits in the news recently. What can we learn from them? Please join them for this informative morning and help your organization become stronger and enhance your board knowledge. Refreshments will be provided. And mark your calendars and save the date for Monday, December 3rd from 5 to 7:30 p.m. at the Rock Building, reaching out to community and kids because Santa Claus will be coming to town. Taking your letters, offering a free community chili, hot chocolate, and warm cheer. Free hats and gloves as well. Warming up your December, it's a great opportunity need to also say thank you to The Rock for all they and their sponsors do all year round. All of the happenings are posted on our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page, along with the YouTube replays, weather, original stories, and local posts. To share your event or information, contact us. It's dcbnnews@gmail.com or call the station at 970-677-4119.
Thanks for tuning in. News at Noon airs at noon Monday through Thursday and then is available online on our YouTube channel and our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page on demand.
Be sure to like us there on Facebook and join in on the news of our area. And of course, please share it with a friend.
For Kendra Cook with DCTV and the News at Noon program out of Dove Creek, USA, I'm Kelsey Kiesling. Thanks for watching.